No, but does that not look great for you?
I mean, sure. I'm looking at the lens. I'm not looking at that because I can't see
I'm saying you can
that.
look at it.
But I can't see it. I see you. I can't see myself, so.
Anyways, what's up, guys? Welcome to our 10,000 subscriber Q&A. Again, thank you guys so much. 10,000 subscribers. It's huge.
It is huge.
But again, thank you guys so much. 10,000. It's been kind of really cool getting up to that. I know I've been really sentimental lately on the channel, but I really am appreciative of, getting up to that number. So thank you guys so much. But I had you guys ask questions on the last video, and I posted on Instagram and Facebook for you guys to ask some questions. I got some pretty good ones. So we're going to go through, answer some of your guys' questions for this 10,000 subscriber Q&A. So let's get into it.
Yeah, let's do it.
You suck. You find that funny?
I find it hilarious.
For those of you guys who don't know, Thresher also hit 10,000 subscribers recently, and he did a Q&A, and it went a little something like this.
Who would win in a fight, you or Texas Redfish Hunter? Come on, bro.
That was good. So real quick, before we get into the actual Q&A, I want to mention what's coming up on the channel and what's coming up, in life in general. First thing coming up is the wade fishing series. I have mentioned that I am starting a wade fishing series with Cora. We're going to be going out, doing a lot more wade fishing to kind of show you guys who don't have a kayak that you can still go out there and catch fish. We've already filmed episode 1. I'm filming a tackle prep video as well for wade fishing. So wade fishing gear and accessories you need and tackle that you need to get out there and do it. So that video will go out this weekend, and then the following day, the first wade fishing episode will be out. It was a pretty good one. Yeah. Caught a bunch of fish. It was a good time. So be on the lookout for those 2 videos. I also went fishing with Redtail and Magic Yacker, or Shane Couvert, and Ben Maldonado from Real Yackers also showed up at the end. So I vlogged that day going out and fishing. We ran into some alligators and stuff. So that vlog is going to be coming out next week. And then we're going fishing this week a couple times probably. So be on the lookout for all that stuff coming up soon. Also, Houston Fishing Show. We will be there on the Saturday. Cora will probably be there in the afternoon on Saturday. I think what day is the Saturday? We'll be there Saturday the 11th. I'll probably be there all day. Cora will be there that night, so come on by, say hi. We'll be at the Redtail Republic booth. And then also 2 weeks later, we will be at the Bassmasters Classic, which is in Conroe. The actual expo is at the George R. Brown Convention Center in Houston. So I'm really looking forward to Bassmaster Classic as well. So that's all the stuff that's coming up, kind of a channel update for y'all. I guess now it's time to actually get into the Q&A that we've been talking about. Alrighty, first question. Alrighty, so the first question was from Travis Tackles. Do y'all have day jobs, or are y'all lucky enough to fish and stuff full time? That is a question we get all the time, absolutely all the time. And I've said it before, and I guess I'll answer it here again because there's a lot of new people on the channel. This channel grew pretty substantially since the last Q&A. But if this was my full-time job and just fishing and tournament fishing and doing YouTube was my full-time job, I'd put out a video probably every day or every other day for you guys. But unfortunately, that's not the case. We do actually have jobs. I'm actually a mechanical engineer. I'm lucky enough to work from home. So that gives me some time to edit these videos and put these videos out for you guys. And I also am finishing up my master's degree right now.
And then I'm a full-time bartender until hopefully fall or spring, and I can go back to school.
Right. So once I finish my master's, she's going to go back to school full-time, and then we're just going to kind of go from there. But like I said, the reason we do these videos, honestly, is just because we enjoy it. We enjoy fishing together. I enjoy editing. I enjoy filmmaking. I enjoy putting stuff together, and I've always wanted to be part of the fishing industry, so I started doing this a while back. I always, tournament fish as well, and, I figured, I really liked filming and I liked editing, so I might as well put these stuff on YouTube, and it grew pretty substantially. So thank you guys again for your support, and it's kind of why we do this. And maybe eventually when we get 200,000 subscribers, maybe we can do this full time and get videos every day out to you guys. But until then, hope you guys enjoy what we're putting out. We're trying to increase the quantity and the quality. You know, with that wade fishing series coming up, you know, we're going to be able to pump out a couple more videos than once a week. I'm pushing for like 2 a week. It's kind of what we're looking for. Have you ever fished this is Gulf Coast Life. Have you ever fished the Mississippi Gulf Coast? If not, will you ever? Love the shows. Keep up the good work. Tight lines and stay safe. Thank you. But no, we have not fished the Mississippi Gulf Coast, but we'd like to.
Yeah,
I've seen some awesome stuff over there. I know a couple people over there. So we really want to make a trip to Florida at some point. Hopefully this year. I'm pretty sure it can happen this year, but we need a stretch of like a week to actually make it happen, to where we stop in Louisiana and fish, then stop in like Mississippi and fish, and then fish in the Florida Panhandle and stuff like that. So that's what we want to do. That's kind of our goal for this year, is to make a trip like that and film the whole thing for you guys. So yeah, if we make a stop to the Mississippi Gulf Coast, you will definitely know about it, and we'll probably do a meetup in every state as well. So keep on the lookout for that. Cesar Saucedo, he asks, what do you think about the Vibe Seaghost kayak or Feel Free lure? If you had to choose one, which one and why? I get a lot of questions about kayaks in particular, and the best answer I can give is I haven't used every kayak out there. But every kayak has its pros and cons, and you just got to do a lot of research on them. Don't do an impulsive buy on a kayak. Do the research, look at people who have used them, and figure out what the best kayak for you is going to be. A lot have pros and cons, and you got to weigh what you need it for your particular fishing style and what you guys are doing. And also, I would recommend going and renting kayaks before you buy, so you can try to figure out which one you want that way as well. So that's, I don't know those kayaks in particular, but that's kind of what I would say when it comes to buying a kayak. Danny B Fishing asks, Florida fishing trip, when is it happening? Don't know yet. Hopefully this year. Definitely, probably during the summer is when it'll happen. But stay on the lookout. We'll definitely let you guys know when we're on our way over there. Two guys yakking. Let me try this again.
Two guys yakking
says, what's your favorite plastic and leader length on a popping cork? I actually have a video on popping corks and the rigging for Redfish series that I did earlier in 2016. So go check those videos out for any questions on like popping corks and rigging techniques for redfish and stuff. Tropical Fishing says, please get a Twitter.
We can make that happen.
I don't know if I can make that happen.
But I can if you tell me where you're going, and I can like...
So we should put her in charge of the Twitter is what we're saying, because I can barely keep up with Facebook and Instagram, let alone Twitter.
I can do that.
You can do Twitter?
I think so.
All right, guys, we are going to set up a Twitter. Actually, you know what? We're going to set up a Twitter tonight, and we're going to leave the Twitter link in the description. Hopefully, at Texas Redfish Hunter isn't taken. Oh, snap.
I've made it.
You can't see it.
I've made a Twitter.
But there is a Twitter now. It is actually at TX Redfish Hunter. Texas Redfish Hunter wouldn't fit. So TX Redfish Hunter. Follow us on the Twitter. And
tweet us.
We'll hit you with that follow back for the first couple people. So, all right, guys. Now that we have that Twitter, TX Redfish Hunter, go ahead and hit us with that follow. I'm gonna have a tweet on there. It's gonna say retweet this for a chance to win. I've got a bunch of hats. I'm gonna give away 5 hats on Twitter to people who retweet that tweet. It'll be a random drawing. So go on the Twitter, hit us with that follow, retweet that, and you're entered to win one of 5 hats that I'm gonna give away on Twitter. And also, because you guys are so awesome, we hit 10,000 subscribers on YouTube. I'm gonna do like 3 hats here on YouTube as well. Enter that. You like the video, obviously be subscribed to the channel, and leave a comment below. It can be anything you guys want. Just leave a comment. I'm gonna do a random comment picker. So 3 hats here on YouTube for 10K, and we're gonna do 5 on the brand new Twitter account just for you guys. Now back to the Q&A. So Greg Mendez asks, what's your favorite pound test braid to use for reds?
30 pound.
30 pound is what we normally use. Sometimes I'll throw like 65, sometimes I'll throw 20, but good all around that we'll always use is 30 pound. That's kind of what we stick with. SATX CBR asks, what's the best bait cast reel for a beginner that will prevent bird nesting the most? I'll actually probably make a full video on this, mostly because there are so many details that goes into it that this is probably would take way too long, and this video is probably already long as it is. But I guess what I would say is there's a lot of details like I said, but use mono at first, because mono is easier to get backlashes out of, and then you can practice casting with mono and then move to braid, because the braid will dig if you don't know what you're really doing. Even when you do know you're doing it. I have braid dig all the way down to the spool sometimes. So braid can be a pain to use on bait casting reels. So I definitely don't recommend starting with braid, but start with mono and look out for that video where I go into details about how to choose a good beginner bait casting reel, because again, it also depends on budget and a lot of other factors. Dario Villanueva asks, what are your long-term goals to progressing your brand/YouTube channel? That's a really good question. I've been, we really want to keep growing. We've grown so much, over 10,000 now and continuing to grow every day. Our long-term goals is to just keep growing not only our channel, but the sport of kayak fishing and getting more beginners into fishing and, putting the sport out there, and not just the sport in general, but kayak fishing in particular, as well as wade fishing now. Like I was saying before with the wade fishing series, that's kind of, we're branching away from just doing kayak fishing. Doesn't mean we're not going to do kayak fishing anymore. That's obviously the bread and butter of the channel, but we're progressing ours to get more of a broad spectrum and hit more audiences. So one way we're going to grow is by doing that, as well as we're going to continue to do some of the boat stuff that we've done occasionally, heading down to Corpus. This year in particular, Cora is actually going to start fishing tournaments with me. And she's probably going to beat me. It's probably not a good idea that I'm letting her fish tournaments with me this year, because she's probably, but at least you can bring home some money as well. That would be nice. But so she's gonna be doing that this year. I'm gonna be filming every tournament this year. Well, I say that now. I really, really want to film every tournament this year. Also, one thing that is coming up that the Guggen Squad's been making a lot of noise about, if you guys don't know who they are, is a podcast. And one thing we are going to do is develop a podcast, and a podcast will be coming out. It probably won't be through YouTube. It'll probably be on iTunes and SoundCloud. I'm working with a couple buddies on putting that together. It's going to be a fishing podcast. It's going to be kayak fishing. We're going to be talking about how fishing's been in the different bay systems. We're going to be taking emails from viewers to letting us know where the fish are biting. It's going to be a way to get fishing reports. It's going to be talking about hot topics in the fishing industry. It's going to be really fun. I'm looking forward to doing it. That is coming probably in the next 2 months. We're going to start that podcast, and it's really going to be good for tournament season. We're going to be talking a lot about tournaments because the guys that I have on the podcast with me are tournament anglers as well. Really good ones, actually. So it's going to be fun. So that's kind of the next thing that we're bringing, and kind of expanding the brand and the YouTube channel in general. So hopefully that was in-depth enough. I think that went pretty in-depth. But thank you for the question. It was a good question. So it's another thing that you guys can expect from us going into the future. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Matt Reed asked, could you start a tournament series with kayaks, like throughout the year, going different places? And Alex Herrera kind of says, will you ever do sub-tournaments like the ones One Rod used to do? Yeah, we're going to actually be doing meetups. I don't know the exact dates yet. One is actually going to come up very soon in the Galveston area. So be on the lookout for that. You got to follow on Facebook, Texas Redfish Hunter TV, or Instagram, Texas Redfish Hunter. I'll definitely be making posts about when that is going to be. And as for like tournaments, I can't accept money, because then it's weird how I can't let money change hands. But we can do a meetup. I can meet you guys. We can go out fishing, and what I'll do is I'll bring hats. And for people who catch like the biggest fish or the most fish, I'll give away hats at the meetups. That way, nobody has to put money into it. You can just come, enjoy it, and do some giveaways while we're there as well. Brandon Morel says, have you ever tried a pocket fisherman? If not, you should get one and use it for a challenge with Cora.
What is that?
I have no idea what it is, but I will look it up, and if it's cool, we'll make a challenge video on it. Because we have been asking you guys for some challenge videos, like the Bean Boozled one.
And I always win.
And she always wins, and I need to beat her in one. So keep the challenge ideas coming. All right, we switched over to Instagram. And now I'm going to be going over some questions that we got on the Instagram page. What's your absolute favorite lure and jig? If you're talking like favorite, like that I love throwing, it's definitely any type of topwater. I really like the She-Dog topwater. But if you're saying like you can only throw one lure for the rest of your life and it's to catch fish, chartreuse gulp swimming lure.
Yeah. Or chicken on chain.
Or chicken on chain.
That's my favorite.
Anything else? Yeah, very true. Good call. Koreas says, favorite area to fish: marsh, grass flats, mud flats, jetties. I'm gonna say all of the above. They all have their different challenges. If you're talking what do we do most of the time,
marsh.
It's marsh. M. Williams asks, if you had to choose one yak for all your fishing, would it be a new Outback, PA, or something else? That's tough. Like I said, every kayak has its pros and cons. I have an Outback. I love the Outback. I can cut through the water really well with the Outback. It's stable, but the sheer size and like the deck space of the Pro Angler, I'd have to choose a Pro Angler. You know, the Outback's fantastic, don't get me wrong. And in shallow water, when you can't use the Mirage Drive, you'd rather be in an Outback than in a Pro Angler. So like I said, not every kayak does everything you need it to, but if I could only be in one kayak for the rest of my life, I'd have to choose a Pro Angler and just deal with paddling it in the shallows. Get a 260 centimeter paddle, and you should be fine paddling a Pro Angler anyway. But that's a good question. We're going to finish it on this question. Mr. Executive says, what would you say is the #1 rule of being an angler? That is such a deep, deep question. What would you say?
I don't know.
I think I would say enjoy it. If you're not enjoying it, you shouldn't be on the water. So even when you're not catching, have fun with it, because it's better than doing something else. I can guarantee that. So the #1 rule as an angler is don't get frustrated, keep your cool, and just know that you're enjoying it whether you're catching or not. Probably my #1 rule. Nobody likes being on the water with a grumpy person.
That's usually me.
But give her some snacks and she's good to go. Alrighty guys, I think that's going to be it for this video. Get on that Twitter and follow us on Instagram as well, Texas Redfish Hunter, Facebook, Texas Redfish Hunter TV. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys again for 10,000 subscribers. That's huge. I feel like we've been talking for a really long time.
That was really fast.
I can talk fast. Anyways guys, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time.
We'll see you next time.
You can't just use what I used.
Why not? It's better than like...
Actually, that probably would have been better.
Peace.